Hello everyone, my name is Elle and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing something I don't think I have ever done before, and that is talk about products that I regret purchasing. I've mentioned things here and there, but over the last couple of years with project panning, I really have made much smarter choices when it comes to purchasing makeup. But the odd thing did end up catching my eye and didn't end up working for me. So the first thing I will talk about is the Urban Decay After Dark palette. So I'm a total Urban Decay junkie, or I was. I've had some pretty just not so positive experiences with Urban Decay, not necessarily with the products, but with the customer service, which just sort of turned me off a little bit. And it just really affected the way that I thought about the brand. And for those of you who may not know, I spent last year and part of this year panning the Vice LTD palette as part of my Pan That Palette Challenge. And that really taught me a lot about Urban Decay eyeshadows. However, while I was still in the midst of panning that palette, I bought this one. It's pretty. It's a very pretty palette. Like there's no denying that it's very pretty, but I don't find it to be very functional. You cannot create a look with this palette alone. You need other things to go with it. And I don't find that the shadow quality really holds up to other things that I have used. I do really like the first three shades here. That would be Alter, Scene, and Supersonic. And I actually have a couple of these other shadows already, like Fringe and Lounge, because they were either available as singles or in other palettes. And that's sort of disappointing when brands do that. I get it, but I don't even really see those particular shades as being very popular. And I just don't find this to be a very cohesive palette. And just with the lackluster quality, the fact that I can't just pick this up and create a look from it, it's really kept me from using this palette, and I regret purchasing it, especially with that bottom row of blues and greens. I don't gravitate towards purples and blues and greens. I just don't. It was just a really poor decision on my part, and now I really look at palettes as a whole before I purchase them, and I look at, is this something I can create a look out of? Is this something that I would use the whole thing? And so that's been really helpful. So at least I've learned, and this is the last palette I've bought that I've regretted, so that's a good thing. I also have a bunch of ColourPop shadows. So I guess technically one of these was a pre-made ColourPop eyeshadow palette, but it's the eyeshadow formula in general. So I actually have quite a few shadows because I thought I was going to really love these. I placed these as an order all at one time. I have 12 shadows and I don't reach for them. So the mattes, so I have 11 mattes and one of the like shimmery metallic shades. The mattes are just awful. I know people have been raving about them and talking about how good the quality is, and I know people comparing them to Anastasia, and I don't like them because there's so much fallout, and they just get so muddy and messy on my eye that I just can't get anything to look nice when I use them. With Anastasia shadows, I can pick up a very little bit of the product on my brush and I can get full pigment and it blends out beautifully. With these things, I find that it just gets everywhere and it's so messy and muddled, and I just am not happy. I thought I was going to really like these shadows, and I just did not. And I know I had some people ask me to talk about them, and I actually made a couple of review videos, and I just did not feel comfortable posting them because I was just really negative about it, because I really just did not enjoy using any of these shadows at all. And the one shimmery metallic sort of shade that's in the pre-made palette, it's okay, but it's definitely nothing special. I feel like a lot of people are like, ColourPop eyeshadows are so cheap and they're so good and buy. And I'm like, they don't compare to MAC or Makeup Geek or Anastasia single shadows at all. They do not even come close. Like, I would buy any of those other brands in a heartbeat before I'd even look twice at ColourPop. I just haven't been able to create any kind of look with these shadows that make me happy. Like, they swatch decently, but they just are so lackluster and disappointing on the lid themselves. Like, you just don't get the right effect with it, at least in my opinion. Like, I don't see why I'd be able to use MAC and Anastasia with no problem, and ColourPop just rains down my face, and just it's such a mess. It's such a mess. I don't want to talk about these too much. I don't want to be too negative. I know this is basically what this video is. It's just a whole negativity thing. But the good thing is I will not be buying any more ColourPop single pressed shadows. I just will not. I have other things that work best for me. So there's that silver lining there that I learned from my mistake. I won't be buying them no matter how pretty the colors look on other people. The formula does not work for me, and I know the things that work. Next, I have a foundation regret, and this is from Estee Lauder. This is the Double Wear foundation, the infamous Double Wear. This is in the shade 1C1. Cool Bone. I got this because I saw so many people wearing this and so many people were raving about the Double Wear formula that I was like, I need to try this. I have to try this because there's so much hype. And as soon as I got it, I looked at it and I went, that looks really orange. For the lightest cool tone shade, that looks really orange. And as soon as I put a little bit on my face, I went, yeah, that's hella orange. It's kind of ridiculous how orange this foundation is. It just was not flattering at all. And I did not like the formula. I don't think I would have liked it anyway, even if it was a perfect color match for me. It is so thick. It does not look like skin. I know it's like a full coverage foundation and it grips and everything, but it doesn't look like skin. It just looks like a mask of foundation, and it really emphasized my pores. It just made everything look worse. Like, it made my skin look awful. Like, my skin aged about 15 years. It was just not a flattering foundation. I don't know what kind of skin types this is good for, but definitely not my combo mess, because that was really bad. So a huge foundation regret there. The next thing I regret is from Milk Makeup, and this is the holographic stick. This is Supernova. I wanted to like this so bad because I did fall really hard for the unicorn magic makeup vibes and holographic stuff, and I thought this was gonna look awesome. I watched some people use it. I even watched some reviews where people were not so positive about it, and then I just said, you know what, I'm gonna get it anyway because it just sounds so good. And then I got it and I swatched it and I went, this is gorgeous, and I put it on bare skin and I went, this is beautiful. Wow. And then when I put it on top of foundation, I went, no, this is the worst thing ever. When you apply it right from the stick to your face, it wipes your foundation off. So it's not good going that way. I did try using it with a sponge, which just really diffused it too much. I tried using it with a brush. I just could not get the same effect as I got when I swatched it or applied it to bare skin. And I don't wear no foundation or stuff that often. I regret this. I really do. Cream products are not my thing. This is hopefully the last mistake I'll make in the cream product area. I don't like cream blushes. I don't like cream highlighters. I don't like cream bronzers. I don't like any kind of cream product like that. I feel like they're too much work for such little result. For some people, it really fits their vibe and it just looks really effortless and cool. Some people can use cream products really quickly. They just get a really natural, you know, melt into your skin kind of look. And for me, it just does not look right. I'm not a natural, effortless person. Like, I always think of people who wear those cream products as being like the off-duty model type, like the Glossier image, which it's very much like you already have perfect skin and you wake up beautiful and you don't really need to put makeup products on, but you put a little bit on just to emphasize what you already have. Like, that's not me. I need to work hard. So the cream products, I really need to stop buying them because it's just aspirational makeup at this point. It's not something that suits me. Another highlighter I regret purchasing is actually a couple years old at this point, but this is from MAC, and this is called Sparkling Rose. It's an iridescent pressed powder. It was from their fairy collection from a few years back, and I just bought a few things from the collection because the collection really spoke to me. I love mythology, I love fairies, and I knew I needed some pieces from that collection. I got a lipstick, I got a blush, and then I decided to get a highlighter. The lipstick and the blush I'm very happy with. The highlight I wish I had not bought, but I got suckered into the collection, and that's the thing with MAC. And I find that they do way too many limited edition collections. I think think everybody knows that and everybody talks about it. But the thing with that is that you're probably gonna find something you like within one of those collections because they do so many a year and you can get suckered into it. Even if the packaging isn't different, there's nothing special about it. They just have cute names and very pretty marketing images. You know, there's really not a whole lot else to Max limited edition collections. I feel like they don't really work that hard on it in some cases. Some things they do and some things they don't, and sometimes it's just like their regular line, just in slightly different packaging or just included within that limited edition whatever. And it's just limited edition products and collections are disappointing in general. And then if you fall in love with something that's unique, you're screwed, because when it's gone and you have to try and find a replacement for something that didn't exist before. So I don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with limited edition things. It's so fun in the moment and when everybody has it and everybody's talking about it, and then it just sort of dies and disappears, and then you're left with these limited edition products and you're like, who can I talk about these things with? Like I can't talk it up because people can't buy it, so what do? I feel like that's a trap a lot of YouTubers fall in particular, is that they buy or get these limited edition products and then they never use them once they're not available anymore, and they either get rid of them or toss them, give them away. And it's so sad because, you know, I think that some of these products are great, not this particular one, but I'd love to use like the lipstick and the blush that I got from that collection more, and I wish that it wasn't so taboo. Like, I'd love to talk more about my favorite limited edition and discontinued products, because I feel like that's something that is sorely overlooked in the beauty community. You know, everybody builds up the hype for something and then drops it as soon as it's over. And it's just, I think it's really sad. So I feel like we need to start some sort of tag or some sort of video chain, something where we all talk about the limited edition products we love and why, and just get people realizing it's okay to love those things, even though, you know, somebody else might not talk about it anymore. And the last product that I regret purchasing is from Maybelline, and this is a gel eyeliner. This is the Eye Studio gel eyeliner in Blackest Black. So I finally got this when it was in stock because Jaclyn Hill always used this eyeliner. Always, 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 always. And I needed it. I needed to have it because I always thought her eyeliner looked incredible. And I got it and I used it and it just was not for me. I have a really hard time with eyeliner, a really hard time. It just does not ever work well for me. But liquid eyeliner seems to work. I got suckered into the whole, you know, YouTube made me buy it thing and thought that because it worked so well for her that it would work for me. Maybe it's the brush that she uses. Maybe it's just years and years of practice. Maybe I need to practice doing my eyeliner more, but whatever the reason, every time I see this, I just think, oh, like, that's $10 wasted. I need to stop buying off of YouTubers' recommendations all the time. It's a good place to get that starter information, but I really need to do a lot of research myself to see if these products are actually going to work for me. Because I feel like with a whole YouTuber made me buy it thing, a lot of people don't take into consideration that YouTuber skills, the tools they have, the practice and training that they've had, their skin tone, their skin type. There's so many different factors. So just because you really admire someone and you love the way that a product looks that they wear or that they use, it doesn't mean it's going to work the same way for you. People don't often factor that in, and that's why I think some people who watch a lot of YouTube videos, who might browse Instagram or blogs and stuff a lot, have a lot more product regrets because they buy first, research later, you know, once it's too late. So anyway, that's just my little rant, my little products I regret. There's not many, thankfully, just a few, but I think it's worth having a discussion over some of these things. If you love them, let me know. If they work for you a certain way that maybe I haven't tried yet, do let me know. I'll probably end up panning these at some point. Maybe I'll pan them all together. I don't know, maybe a products I regret project pan. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I really appreciate you spending some time with me today, and I really hope I will see you in my next video. Bye.